wrestling fans, with the Royal Rumble within 2 days away. I thought it would be a great time to look back at the history of the Royal Rumble and just deep dive every winner, what they did after they won the Royal Rumble, and was it a success? Did they win the title? Of course, in the early parts of the Royal Rumble aspect, there was not a title match always given to the superstars that won. So, of course, we'll look at that as well. But before we dive in, of course, hit that like, ring the bell, become a part of the Big Patty headquarters as we continue to deep dive our wrestling side of our aspect here, along with our gaming and NFL sports side. So, with that being said, the first ever Royal Rumble winner was done by no other than Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Now, Hacksaw Jim Duggan actually won the Royal Rumble back in 1988. And after that, of course, he did have a match later on, but it did not lead to him going into WrestleMania for a title shot. So this is one of those, like I said, that did not lead to a title defense and win. Following that, you had Big John Studd. He also won, and this was the 1989 Royal Rumble. He was entrant number 27 in that. So, that, of course, it was still the 30-man Battle Royal, basically, for the Royal Rumble. And he was released there right after, and he actually did not get a chance to compete in a title shot following. Then you had the Hulk Hogan in the 1990 Royal Rumble match. He did win it, and he actually did go to WrestleMania, and it was kind of a title match per se. It was him and the Ultimate Warrior, and it was title versus title. Hogan came in as the 25th entrant in that. So that was a different time back then, of course. But that was the first declared match that went to WrestleMania and had a title defense. 1991, Hogan won it back-to-back years. He actually went to WrestleMania after winning this and fought Sergeant Slaughter for the WWF chip. So this was our true first title defense. And as you can see, Hogan did come out victorious here and get that title off Slaughter. 1992, Ric Flair would enter the Royal Rumble, and he would come out victorious, and he would go on to go up against the Macho Man Randy Savage. Of course, they used the storyline basically of a past relationship between Rick and Elizabeth, and this actually was for the title as well back in the 1992 WWF era. So, following that, the 1993 Royal Rumble, we've seen Yokozuna enter the match. And of course, Yokozuna, he did win. He went on to WrestleMania 9, and he did defeat Bret Hart for the WWF Championship, but shortly after lost it to Hulk Hogan. 1994, you had Bret Hart and Lex Luger. They went head to head and actually both won the Royal Rumble. This is the first time that had happened in Royal Rumble history. So at WrestleMania 10, Yokozuna actually beat Lex Luger via disqualification to retain the WWF Championship. But that same night, Bret Hart defeated Yokozuna to win the WWF Championship. 1995, we've seen Shawn Michaels win the Royal Rumble, and at WrestleMania 11, he actually lost to Diesel, and Diesel retained the WWF Championship. 1996, you had Shawn Michaels, of course, winning back-to-back years here, and he actually went up against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12 and defeated him in a 60-minute Iron Man match. 1997 was the year of the Rattlesnake. Stone Cold Steve Austin won the Royal Rumble. he got his title shot taken away due to, of course, a re-entry after being eliminated. So, of course, there was some weird stuff going on at this one, but of course, he did technically win, but technically he did not, per se. So, give or take, Austin, in our opinion, kind of did win that one. 1998, he had Stone Cold Steve Austin win it again. Austin would defeat Shawn Michaels to win the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 14. 1999, Vince McMahon would enter the Royal Rumble, and he would renounce his WWF Championship shot at WrestleMania 15 to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was the runner-up, and was rewarded a title shot for the WWF title against the Commissioner Shawn Michaels. And also at WrestleMania 15, Stone Cold then would defeat The Rock for the WWF Championship. So that whole 99 Rumble scenario that happened with Vince entering, then giving it to Stone Cold, and then Shawn being commissioner, it was a very confusing time going into the early 2000s. The 2000 Royal Rumble was won by The Rock. The Rock would headline WrestleMania 2000. Triple H would defeat The Rock, Mick Foley, and The Big Show to attain the WWF Championship. So the first time The Rock wins, he did not get victorious at WrestleMania. Stone Cold in 2001 would win the Royal Rumble to only be the first person to do it 3 times in his career. He would defeat The Rock at WrestleMania 17 to be the WWF Champion. In 2002, you would see Triple H return and win the Royal Rumble, and at WrestleMania 18, he would go up against the likes of Chris Jericho for the undisputed WWF Championship, and would actually win that one. The 2003 winner was Brock Lesnar, and at WrestleMania 19, Brock Lesnar would defeat Kurt Angle to win the WWE Championship. 2004 Royal Rumble Championship winner was Chris Benoit. He would go to WrestleMania 20 and defeat Triple H and Shawn Michaels to win the World Heavyweight Championship. In 2005, Batista won the Royal Rumble and headed to WrestleMania 21. He actually defeated Triple H to win the World Heavyweight Championship. 2006, we've seen Rey Mysterio do what everyone thought was absolutely impossible and headline WrestleMania 22. He would defeat Randy Orton, Kurt Angle to win the World Heavyweight Championship. In 2007, The Undertaker would be the winner of the Royal Rumble, and at WrestleMania 23, he would defeat Batista to win the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena would actually return at the Royal Rumble of 2008 and was the birth of Super Cena. He would go on to WrestleMania 24 to be beaten by Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. In 2009, we've seen Randy Orton win his first Royal Rumble, and Triple H would actually defeat Orton to retain the championship at WrestleMania 25. In 2010, Edge won the Royal Rumble, but at WrestleMania 26, Chris Jericho would defeat Edge to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. In 2011, we've seen Alberto Del Rio win the Royal Rumble, and at WrestleMania 27, he would actually lose to Edge as he retained his World Heavyweight Championship. In 2012, Sheamus would go all the way through the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania 28 to defeat Daniel Bryan and win the World Heavyweight Champion. 2013, John Cena made his Royal Rumble comeback and would go to headline WrestleMania 29 to defeat The Rock and become the WWE Champion. In 2014, you would see the Animal, Batista, win the Royal Rumble to go to WrestleMania 30 to only be defeated by Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan would retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. 2015, you've seen Roman Reigns win his Royal Rumble. At WrestleMania 31, Seth Rollins would defeat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Rollins actually would cash in his Money in the Bank to make this a triple threat match, and that is how he successfully beat Roman and Brock Lesnar. At the 2016 Royal Rumble, Triple H would win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The title was on the line in the match. Roman Reigns was currently the champion entering the match, and he lost due to elimination by Triple H. It was number 30 to enter that one. 2017, Randy Orton made his appearance back to the Rumble and would win, and he would go to WrestleMania 33 to defeat Bray Wyatt and win the WWE Championship. 2018, Shinsuke Nakamura would actually win the Royal Rumble, but AJ Styles would defeat him at the WrestleMania 34. Also, in 2018, we started seeing the Women's 30 Royal Rumble Battle Royale. Asuka was the first women's winner. She actually went to WrestleMania 34, but she did lose to Charlotte. This was Asuka's first loss in WWE since she had came over. In 2019, Seth Rollins would win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania 35, where Seth would become the Beast Slayer and defeat Brock Lesnar to win the Universal Championship. Becky Lynch would win the second Women's Royal Rumble match. She would go to WrestleMania 35, where Becky would defeat Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, in a winners take all match, and Becky would become Becky Two Belts, as she had both Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. 2020, Drew McIntyre would actually win the Royal Rumble. And in this would be the start of the pandemic era, and it was a little different times at this moment. But Drew McIntyre would go to WrestleMania, and he would defeat Brock Lesnar for the championship. On the other side of that, Charlotte would win the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble, and she would actually defeat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the NXT Women's Champion. 2021, we've seen the return of Edge. He would actually go and win the Royal Rumble this year, and would go to WrestleMania 37, where he would lose to Roman Reigns in a triple threat match with Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. Bianca Belair would win the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble, and she would go on to WrestleMania to defeat Sasha Banks to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Brock Lesnar would win your 2022 Royal Rumble. He would go to WrestleMania 38. He would fight Roman Reigns, but was defeated in a winners take all and become the undisputed Universal Championship. Entering this match, Reigns was the Universal Champion and Lesnar was the WWE Champion. 2023, you've seen Ronda Rousey win the Royal Rumble. She returned as, I do believe, entrant number 30 in this, and she would go to face Charlotte Flair, but would lose this match. Cody Rhodes would win the 2023 Royal Rumble, going to Hollywood to face Roman Reigns to finish his beloved story, and he would fall short to Roman Reigns. And Rhea Ripley would win the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble match, and she would go on to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania for the Women's Raw Championship. With that being said, this is every Royal Rumble entrant from the beginning to current. If you had any thoughts, suggestions, or who you thought should have won throughout these that were different, or if you have a Royal Rumble moment that you truly enjoyed, let us know in the comments. We'll be more than happy to look back at that and talk with you about it. As always, wrestling fans, we appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us. Until next time, we'll see you in the next one.